One more.
This is day 81 in my journey to completing 3 rings muscle-ups. And my final rep is not looking good. For context, last year I started incorporating some beginner rings exercises into my workouts, and I really loved the experience. Having to stabilize and balance on the rings made even the most familiar exercises that I've done for years all of a sudden feel new and challenging. Now I want to take the next step in my journey, which is to learn rings progressions, starting with the rings muscle-up. The rings muscle-up is a compound movement that is a great step to learning the bar muscle-up, an exercise I used to be able to do but can't anymore. So I'm gonna set my goal at learning 3 rings muscle-ups, and to take advantage of the one non-rainy day in Vancouver, I headed to the park to see if I can manage even just 1 muscle-up using the rings. Okay, attempt number 1. Nope. I decided to give it a couple more shots, but more or less end up with the same result. That's not it. So I lower the rings to chest height and place a blanket over the grass to keep my knees dry. I begin practicing assisted muscle-ups using my lower body for support. Trying to go slow through the negative to get familiar with the motion using eccentrics. And just working through the muscle-up assisted is still a lot tougher than I thought it would be. For the first 2 weeks, my progress is focused on continuing to build the strength I'll need with rings pull-ups and rings dips, while mixing in assisted muscle-ups to focus on learning the transition. Okay, when you look at my elbows on this transition, there's a subtle but important mistake I'm making. Both my elbows are pointed away from me, and if I don't fix this mistake, it's only going to put more stress on my joints as I increase the weight and difficulty. What I want to be practicing for a proper rings transition is to pull my rings down to the center of my chest with my elbows hugged tight to my side. And I pull the rings back, extending my shoulders forward until they're over top of the rings, and I push myself through into the dip. Catching this mistake early was kind of a wake-up call that I need to do my homework and make sure there aren't any other mistakes or areas of training I'm neglecting to focus on. So I took an afternoon to go through some tutorials, read some Q&A forums, and a lot of what came up let me know I was basically on the right path. I'm going through the exercises with the false grip, which, to review, places your hand over top of the ring so you're resting it on the palm just beside your wrist. This allows you to progress through the transition while keeping your grip firmly on top of the rings the whole way through. However, there was one problem that's going to be a lot tougher for me to address. While the rings muscle-up is a more controlled movement compared to the bar muscle-up, you still need that explosive upper back strength to get yourself high enough to start the transition. And the ceiling above my pull-up station prevents me from completing just a normal pull-up, let alone explosive pull-ups. Explosive pull-ups are a great exercise for building that foundational strength through your lats that allows you to pull yourself through the first phase of the muscle-up. After a month working through the transition and doing ring pull-ups every second day, I still don't have the basic strength I need to get myself up to the starting point of the transition. So I need to find a constructive way to train and improve my strength, or there's really no telling how long I'll be stuck at just this first phase of the exercise. So the sponsor of today's video is Tiege Hanley. And what Tiege Hanley does is make high quality skincare for men that's affordable and easy to use. Look, we've all been masked up and keeping to our bubbles for over a year, and pretty soon it's gonna be time to jump on those dating profiles, plan get-togethers with the homies, so why not look really good when you do it? Tiege Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. You wake up in the morning, wash your face with a Tiege bottle conveniently marked wash, then exfoliate and apply your morning moisturizer. How do you know which one is for the morning? Well, it's the one with AM on the bottle. So simple. Next, tape the bottle marked eyes, dab it on both fingers, and apply directly to your eyes. Wait, no, I read that one wrong. Apply it gently to the skin below your eyes and along the sides. This little cue card comes with each box and lays out the step-by-step instructions so you don't make that mistake. Every box comes with an assortment of products based on your specific goals. And because Tiege Hanley sells directly to you, there's no middleman, meaning you're gonna get great skin at an affordable price. Shipping is free anywhere in the US, and there's a small fee for international shipping, so click the link in the description and get your first box with a free gift just for watching this video. And really, you deserve a free gift. You've earned it. All right, back to the video. Okay, so it's been 2 full weeks without any rain here, so I finally made the decision to go ahead and do this. I think this is gonna help so much with my training. With my pull-up bar properly outside, not only can I do pull-ups with a full range of motion now, I can begin practicing explosive pull-ups consistently. And yeah, for the first week, I'm pretty bad at it. But after a couple days, I start to see real improvement. I find it helps a lot to swing my feet forward just a bit at the start of my pull-up. When I do this, I pull my shoulders down for scapular engagement, then pull myself up to chest height with the bar. I'm not pulling myself straight up vertically like I would with a traditional pull-up, but it feels almost like I'm propelling myself away from the bar, and the closest range of motion I can compare this to would probably be like a lat pull down. And after just a couple weeks of explosive pull-up training, I start seeing real improvement in my muscle up attempts.
Whoa.
But I'm still not there yet. I'm also exploring different variations of practicing the transition through bodyweight rows and working through eccentric muscle ups to try and develop that muscle memory with the technique until it becomes like second nature. I've also added weighted ring pull-ups to improve my strength. Right now I'm shooting for 4 sets of 5, and I realized I can do pistol squats to make my assisted muscle ups more demanding. I'm trying to use my legs for support as little as possible, so my upper body is carrying 80% of each rep. So the last thing I have figured out is how to actually use a band assist properly to get a muscle up and go through the motion assisted. Originally, I was trying to hang these straight down in between the rings, and the bands just aren't long enough for that. Also, when you're pushing yourself through, you wind up going right into the band when you do that. So I loop it through one ring, I bring it behind my back, and not sliding my hand through it because I got some really awful band burns with that, but if I put this over the other ring and then push yourself up through a ring dip and lower yourself down onto the band. And then you go through the negative, and you just kind of use the band for that extra bit of assistance to get the full motion. Again, working on the eccentrics, trying to keep my elbows as close to my side as possible, pulling myself through. Right now I'm using 2 of the smallest bands that I have. Eventually I want to get this down to 1 band for assistance and then no bands. That's the plan. Okay, to be clear, I'm using just 1 band double looped. So the next progression is trying a single loop with the support band to see if I can get 1 muscle up with half the assistance. After practicing with the band assist to work on my technique and working on explosive pull-ups, on week 9, it feels like my training has finally caught a break.
Oh my goodness.
Once I finally got the first muscle up out of the way, I knew it was just a matter of time if I stuck with what was working. So I continued training for 2 more weeks, the same exercises to work on the transition and improving my pull strength so I can explode through the muscle up. I also added Russian push-ups to improve my shoulder stability for the transition. I found this exercise helps a lot because it allows me to move my arms through a similar movement without overworking my back and biceps. Once my final 2 weeks were up, I did some foam rolling first thing in the morning, followed by a mobility warm-up. Then I went to the park to meet up with Cam and try again. So this morning the sun is cutting right through the roof of the gazebo, right where I'm gonna be coming up at the top of my muscle up. So I'm gonna have some sunglasses on so I don't get like this wave of sunlight that throws me off, and hopefully I can just bang 3 out and believe this is the day.
One more.
After failing twice in a row, I was feeling really discouraged, and I took a few minutes to rest and see if there was anything I could do different. It felt like I was taking a lot of time to bring myself down after each rep, and I wanted to see if I could move through my reps faster. Maybe I'd have a little more energy at the end to pull off my final rep. Yes!
Oh my god.
And it worked. It took me 11 weeks to get 3 rings muscle-ups, but only 5 weeks after I started training consistently with explosive pull-ups. This was such a satisfying exercise to finally learn. If I can continue training with explosive pull-ups and ring muscle-ups, I should be able to progress next to learning the strict bar muscle-up without kipping. And I'm gonna continue working on new progressions with the rings that will hopefully build off of this challenge. But as of right now, it just feels so good to have gotten this one. Let me know what exercise you think I should be working towards next. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks so much for watching.